Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'd like to welcome Minister Hunter, Minister Koto, MPP Taylor, Chairperson Daly, Director Hansen, Superintendent Kovac, Vice Principal Joe Curto, our Manager of Social Work, Mrs. Melissa, Mrs. Zan, Mrs. Urkis, teachers, caseworkers, and special guests. My name is Mary Jane Rossi. I am the principal of St. Michael Catholic Elementary School, the host site for today's special announcement. It is my real pleasure and honor to welcome you to our beautiful school, which earlier this year celebrated its 50th anniversary. Since our early beginnings on the Hamilton Mountain, our school has undergone a few physical changes, and our demographic has shifted to reflect our large and diverse newcomer community. But what remains unchanged is our enduring commitment to provide a quality Catholic education to the students we serve. Today, St. Michael is a home to 500 students. We are an equal opportunity school and have a high population of English language learners and students with special learning needs who benefit from the many school-based system and community resources and programs created on their behalf. The Hamilton Wentworth Catholic District School Board is an internationally recognized leader in inclusive education and serves throughout the world as the model of the Each Belongs philosophy. Each Belongs was introduced in 1969 and is almost as old as St. Michael's School and was in fact piloted at this location. At the time, it represented a huge departure from the norm of the day. But thanks to the goodness, courage, and foresight of our Board of Trustees, the program has been able to flourish and meet the educational needs of our most vulnerable children in their neighborhood schools. Joining us today is Patrick Daly, Chairperson of the Board of Trustees, and a true champion of Catholic education, both locally and across the province. Mr. Daly has served as trustee for Ward 7 since 1985, and for the past 25 years as board chairperson. He continues to lead with courage and conviction. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Chairperson Patrick Daly.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rossi, and honorable ministers, MPP, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Hansen, distinguished guests, and especially staff of this wonderful school. I want to welcome the two ministers, Minister Koto and Minister Hunter, to not only St. Michael's, but indeed our entire Catholic school system. It's a great honor for us at any time to have one cabinet minister visit us, but to have two at the same event on the same day is truly extraordinary, and I want to thank both of you for taking time out of your busy schedules. I just want to briefly echo Ms. Rossi's beautiful words to say that St. Michael's is indeed a jewel among the schools in our Catholic school system as a result of her leadership, her vice principals, Mr. Curtos, the dedicated teachers and wonderful educational assistants, clerical, custodial staff, all who work together in the best interest of the students entrusted to their care. As you've heard, our system has a deep, deep commitment to its philosophy of each belongs. And the first principal of this school, Mr. Hansen's father, Jim Hansen, was a senior superintendent of our board and had the vision to recommend that to the Board of Trustees. And each belongs is more than just a philosophy for us. It's a way of living and being in Catholic education. And so you could not have picked a better school to make your announcement. And I again want to welcome you. It's my pleasure to introduce Minister Coutu. Michael was first elected to the legislature in 2011 as MPP for Don Valley East and was then again re-elected in 2014 and currently serves as Minister of Children and Youth Services as well as Minister responsible for anti-racism. I'm very happy, and I knew it before, but to hear again that Minister Couto is a former trustee on the Toronto District School Board, the largest school board in Canada, and is a former CEO and Executive Director of National Literacy for nonprofit Alpha Plus and many, many other important organizations. And we're pleased that an individual like him and Mr. Hunter, both passionate about the welfare and well-being of children, are here with us today, and it's my pleasure to introduce and invite to come forward Minister Couto, please.
Well, thank you very much, Chair Daly. It's a real pleasure to be here at St. Michael's, and I want to thank the principal and, of course, the Superintendent of Education, the Director of Education, and the Vice Principal for having us here today. It's great to join my colleague and my seatmate at the Legislature, Mitzi Hunter, for this important announcement. We joined each other this morning at 9 o'clock. In Scarborough, made another announcement, 2 in one day, one in regards to autism to support families out in Scarborough. So I feel very privileged to be able to join Minister Hunter twice in one day for great news. We're here because we want to make sure that young people reach their full potential here in the province of Ontario. We know how challenging it can be for some kids out there in our society, and it's our job as elected members, as community leaders, as educators, to make sure that young people are set up for success. For me personally, being the Minister of Children and Youth Services, we're always looking for different ways to make sure that young people have the resources that they need to find that success. I've worked as a school board trustee. I've also worked as a youth worker out in Scarborough for many years, and it's something that that means a lot to me as a father, as a community member, and now as the minister responsible for children and youth services. We've been looking for ways to better position young people for success. We introduced Bill 89 earlier this year, which raises the age of protection. And it also puts in place an expectation that a child has to be at the center of decision making. We've introduced the Living and Learning Grants. This is for post-secondary youth that are in care or were in care, to provide them with resources so they can go off to college, university. Also, the free tuition and pharmacare that we've put in place. The free medicine will start as of January 1st of next year. But these are policies that we've put in place as a government to make sure that young people are set up for success. So to be here today to join the minister to provide even more great news is something that means a lot to me. So without any further delay, I'd like to welcome Minister Hunter to the podium and thank everyone, especially our CS caseworkers that are here today. I know there are a few in the back. Thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting our children.
Thank you very much, and it's really great to be here in Hamilton, and I want to say good afternoon, bonjour, Annie, bonjour, sego. Michael, thank you for that kind introduction. Thank you, Chair Pat Daly, for just your partnership. You're such a good partner in education, and I really enjoy working with you. You always provide me with sound advice, and I really value that. Of course, okay, so Director Hansen, is that why we're at this school? Because your father opened the school. It's great to be here at St. Michael's Catholic Elementary School, and Principal Rossi, just a wonderful, warm welcome from you and your entire administration. I know the Vice Principal is here, and I saw the students walking across, and they gave me a dab. So I feel very welcomed, and they just look so happy and very, very confident at their school. I want to just begin by showing respect for Indigenous people and recognizing the lands that we stand on. We're stewarded by Indigenous people. It's the traditional territories dating back countless generations, and I want to show respect for their contributions, recognizing the very important role in treaties in establishing Ontario, and those treaties are still alive and they're relevant to all of us today. So I'm very pleased to be here with my friend and my colleague, Minister Michael Coteau. And yes, we are seatmates. The speaker says that we kind of feed off of each other in the question period, and but it's really great to have you as a colleague in our common cause of working on behalf of the children and youth in Ontario. It's truly a pleasure to have you here. So at the beginning of the school year, I had an opportunity to do a series of announcements along with the Premier. And we talked about the importance of achievement, and Ontario has one of the best education systems in the world, and that's because of the hard work of educators. We talked as well about the need to invest in well-being, in the well-being of staff and of students, and how our schools need to be places of well-being for everyone who comes through those doors. Because we recognize that we need to reinforce how we link achievement, well-being, and equity in our education system, so that every student is equipped with what they need, with the skills, the knowledge to face the challenges of life with confidence and with resiliency. And I know that that is the work of everyone who works in our children's aid societies as well. I know how hard you and your team work to ensure that students have the best opportunities in life. And I want to thank you for the work that you do. So since becoming Minister of Education, I have made it my priority to visit one school each week. I'm actually pretty pleased. I've visited close to 80 schools at this point. And during those visits, I have the opportunity to see the connection firsthand between students and educators of all kinds, and anyone who works in our system of education. And I see how important it is for our education system to focus on the social, the cognitive, the physical, and emotional well-being of all students, as well as their sense of self and spirit, who they are when they arrive. So when I was in Sault Ste. Marie in the north just this past January, I had an opportunity to experience a smudging session. It's actually a specially designated room inside the school that was built for this purpose, and it was the school's Indigenous cultural room. And I really heard directly from the students how having that space in the school allowed them to feel that sense of belonging and inclusion and confidence. And in fact, students who were sometimes more quiet in a classroom setting suddenly became leaders as they were conducting that smudging session and explaining to me the importance of the medicines and what we were doing. And you know, it's really great to see that confidence emerge in our students when they're in an environment where they feel that they belong. So as part of our work to support achievement and well-being, we really need to ensure that that happens across our system for every student. So we want to make sure that all students can achieve their best possible outcomes, including children and youth in care. And I know the work that Minister Coteau is doing as part of the Anti-Racism Directorate took the consultations right across this province and heard directly from many students in care and those who formerly were in care. And they talked about the central role of education in their lives and how they wanted to receive more from that system of education. So that's what brings us all here today. I'm very pleased to announce today new investments to improve academic achievement for children and youth in care of the Children's Aid Societies and Indigenous societies. We're committing $21 million over 3 years to fund educational liaison officers across Children's Aid Societies, and these positions will be an important bridge for these students between the child welfare system and the education sector. Their role is to advocate on behalf of children and youth in care to maximize student achievement and well-being within the education system. As a result, students will have a greater awareness of education and community supports available to them, and they will also have access to programs like in-school mentoring, tutoring, as well as experiential learning. They will collaborate with children or youth in care, their family members, teachers, as well as child welfare workers, to develop a plan that helps achieve the educational goals of individual students. This funding will also supplement student transportation services to strengthen student stability for children and youth in care. That means if a child's place of residence changes mid-semester, they would have the opportunity to remain at the school they are currently in until a natural break occurs in their learning, like at the end of a semester or the end of a school year, if that is in the best interest of that child. So this promotes the ability to maintain an existing relationship with a caring adult, a teacher, or friends at the student's current school. Notre système d'éducation prépare les élèves de la province à réussir. I have said many times before that everyone in our publicly funded education system, regardless of background or personal circumstances, must feel engaged and included and have the tools that they need to succeed. Nowhere is this more important for all of us than children and youth in care. I know this firsthand. In my own family, my absolute favorite person in the world is my aunt. And she has been a foster mom or just a caring adult in the lives of dozens of girls. And I've, of course, had a chance to meet them all. And I think that one of the things that she has done for them without question is provide that love and that stability that they need at a very critical time in their lives. And then to point them in a direction that they can see that they have a future. And many of them are actually now raising their own families. And it's thanks to that love and that care that they received at a really critical moment in their life. And I know that what we're announcing today, providing all of the students, the children within the children's aid societies, giving them this additional supports to navigate the system of education while they're going through challenging times in their lives is critical. It's the type of support that we need to provide as a system to support our students. Nothing wrong with our students. They're fine. The system needs to support them, and that is exactly what we are doing. By working together with all of our partners, we can make important progress reaching our shared goals and continue to build a foundation that will support student achievement, well-being, and equity, and improve outcomes for all students in Ontario. So thank you, merci, miigwech, nawe. I'm now happy to take any questions that anyone has from the media, if you'd like to ask. If not, we can just do our... Okay. That's great. Cool. Thank you very much.